Part 3. Inktober 2019 and the beginning of me drawing more often. If people ask me how long I've been drawing these days, I'll tell them that I started drawing in October 2019 because that is the point where I really started to get the practice in. I took part in Inktober, except not properly because I wasn't posting my drawings online after I'd done them, as you're supposed to. I was just doing them for myself. Also, I was doing them in oil pastel, not ink, so meh. I got used to drawing every day though, and I realised that was something I wanted to keep on doing, as it seemed to be very good for my mental health. In November to December, I drew a comic called Ed's Technically a Donkey, but he doesn't really act like it. I was planning to sell this in a comic shop in Newcastle called Travelling Man, which has a small press section. I didn't quite get the second story that was featured in it finished though. I also started attending meetings with a local comics collective in Newcastle called the pt3 Comic Collective. In January 2020, I got quite ill, so I only managed to draw 2 pages of comic the whole month. I did a 2-page story for the pt3 comic blog called New. In February, I drew another comic for the same blog called Times Lord, and in March I drew a comic for that blog called Once a Wizard, Now a Pleb. Then in the same month, Boris Johnson popped up on the BBC in the early evening in a slot that was supposed to be filled by one of those antique programs or something, and told us that shiitake mushrooms had gotten real regarding that thing that YouTubers aren't really allowed to talk about, and we should all stop going to the pub. People were pretty alarmed about it, but if I'm honest, as far as apocalyptic disasters go, I much prefer this to nuclear war, and it certainly wasn't the first time corona levels have stopped me from being able to get into bars. Part 3. Becoming an artist?